computer. Okay. All right. So let's come back to our mat. And I'm probably going to have to usher this young lady out of the room because otherwise she's going to lick my face and be disgusting. All right, there. So let's start off in our easy pose for a few moments. So crossing the legs, sitting up nice and tall. Soften your forehead, your cheekbones and jawbones. Let's take a deep breath and raise our shoulders up to our ears. And then on the exhale, release your shoulders back and down. Remember, we breathe in and out through our nose. Let's take a few moments now to, you can close your eyes if you haven't already, or just look down at the mat. We're going to take a few moments to just bring our awareness into our breath. So we're not changing it, we're not controlling it, we are just paying attention. And before we open our eyes, if you'd like to, you can join me in setting an intention for our practice today. We talked about the Yama, Asteya, which means non-stealing. We talked about how we can practice that on our mat today by recognizing when we're getting distracted and thus stealing from ourselves the opportunity to be present in this moment, this very moment that has never existed before and will never exist again. So let's see if we can focus on the present moment, either by staying with our breath or by noticing the sensations in our body. Let's take another deep breath now. And exit. Exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Gently shake your head yes. So releasing any tension you may be carrying in your neck. And then gently shake your head no. No more tension. Okay, let's hold our head still and do some shoulder circles. So again, noticing how we're releasing the tension from our shoulders or upper back. And now let's go the opposite direction. And hold it still. Let's take a deep breath. Reach your arms up. And then exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale with a twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up. Exhale your arms behind your back, clasping your hands. Pull them up towards the sky and hinge forward from your hips. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale your hands forward, clasping them together. Round out your back and feel that lengthening in your back. And come back up. So now we're going to make our way onto all fours. So tabletop. So your wrists are tracking under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, or sit bones rather. And we're going to do our cat-cow. So as you inhale, you look up and pull your tailbone up. And then exhale the opposite way. So coming into cat pose, bringing your chin to your chest, your belly button to your spine. Inhale up, cow pose. Exhale down, cat. So keep doing this, following your breath. One of the definitions of yoga is union. So the union of your body with your breath, your movement with your breath. We'll do 2 more breath cycles. Okay, let's pause here in tabletop. We're going to do our spinal balance. So right arm up, left leg up. Bring it down. Left arm up, right leg up. And down. So again, doing this with your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Notice how this feels all along your core, your shoulders, back, glutes, hamstrings and quads. You do 1 more on each side. Still breathing through your nose. Okay, so let's pause here. We're going to shift our hips over to the right. Look over your left arm. And now let's go the other way. Come back into your tabletop. We're going to shift our hands forward. Your knees might want to come back behind your hips. So we're in high plank on our knees. And then we're going to come into low plank. Remember, low plank, your elbows are in line with your ribs. You're not going any lower than that in low plank. And now we'll take it all the way to the floor. And now bring the crown of your head up as you raise your chest off the floor into cobra. And then push up and sit back in your heels, extending your arms forward into child's pose. Okay, let's come back up and forward into high plank. Bend your arms low plank all the way to the mat. Inhale your chest up. And then exhale as you push up and sit back on your heels, child's pose. And we'll do that 1 more time. Let's do the whole thing moving with our breath. So we'll inhale up and forward into high plank. Exhale, bend your arms to the floor. Inhale up, cobra. And exhale up and back, child's pose. So take a few breaths here and really feel that extension in your upper back, your arms, your chest, hips, your back. Even wiggle your hips a little. That feels good on your lower back. On your next exhale, see if you can visualize letting go into the mat anything that's holding you back today. Any worries, drama, anything that's keeping you from being present, just let it go. And then when you're ready, meet me up in tabletop. So we're going to curl our toes under now. And just feel that lengthening in your feet for a moment. And then raise your knees off the mat so your shins are parallel with the floor. Notice how that feels in the bottoms of your legs and your toes. And then send your hips up to the sky into downward dog. Let's walk our dog out, bending one knee at a time. Still noticing how this feels in your body. Maybe your calves and your shoulders. And then let's hold our dog still here. Okay, let's bend both knees. Shins are parallel on the floor. And then slowly walk your feet forward, coming into forward fold. Pause here, letting your arms hang, your head. And take a few breaths here. Your knees are soft. Maybe you can feel the blood coming to your head, giving you more energy. Okay, let's come into half lifts. So bring your hands either to your shins or to your thighs. So lengthening your spine here. So imagine sort of a straight line, but not really because our back isn't straight, but from the top of your head to the base of your spine. It's a half lift. Come back down into forward fold. And now pressing through your feet and legs and lengthening your spine. Let's reverse swan dive all the way up. And then reach back, slight back bend. Open up your heart, your shoulders. Feel that power, feel that welcoming. Whatever the world brings to us, we can handle it. Come back up. Palms together through heart center, down into forward fold. And now let's step back 1 foot at a time into high plank, so top of a push-up. Pause here, feel that power. We are powerful. Feel that connection through your hands, through your wrists, into the earth. Feel the power in your shoulders, your abs. If you need to bring your knees to the mat, it's definitely your choice. It's an option. And now let's come into downward dog. Let's take our right leg up. So really lengthen through the hip. Reach up with that leg. Breathe. And now bring that foot forward, placing your right foot between your hands. So we're in a low lunge. And from here, we're going to bring our body up into a high lunge. So remember, if you need a little help with balance, you can always hold on to a fireplace, stove, whatever this is that I have here, the wall, a chair. If you have yoga blocks or anything similar, you can always use that too. And just breathe and notice how this feels, maybe in your left hip, quad. If this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can always place your hands on your head, on your hips. And now reaching back down. We're going to step our right foot back into high plank. At this point, you have two options. You can drop your left knee to the mat and then turn so you're in modified side plank. Or if you want to try a little bit of a strength pose, a lot of a strength pose actually, come into side plank. So you're stacking your legs and raising your right arm. So again, you can do this or you can drop your knee, your choice. And then bring that arm down into high plank. Drop your knees. Shift forward, bend your elbows into low plank, come back up. And now curl your toes under, go from plank into downward dog. Okay, let's take our left leg up now. Again, extending through the hip, reach it up. And now bring that leg forward, placing your left foot between your hands in a low lunge. So once again, we're going to come into that balancy crescent warrior or high lunge. Breathe. And now reach down. Step your left foot back. And then if you'd like to, drop your right knee and come into modified side plank to the left. Or stack your legs and come into side plank. Okay, let's lower that arm. Coming back into high plank. Drop your knees. Low plank. High plank. Curl your toes under. And into downward dog. Let's take our right leg up. Now we're going to bring it forward, placing our right foot between our hands. And from here, we're going to replace the back foot, replace the ball of the foot with the heel. And I'm actually going to turn around so you can see me. So from here, we're going to come up and open up into warrior two. Okay, so warrior two, our hips are facing toward the long end of the mat or the side. We're releasing our shoulders. So it's like we're pressing our feet into the mat like we want to rip it in two, which sounds very violent. This is a strong warrior pose. Okay, so feel that power all in your lower body, your shoulders. Breathe. And then let's take that right hand and bring it to our right thigh, reaching up with the left arm. And then if you want to, you can continue further down with your right hand onto your shin, your ankle, the floor, whatever feels good to you. Right? We're not comparing. You're not comparing yourself to me or to anybody else. Just really dialing into what does your body want right now. Okay, slowly come on up back into warrior two. Drop your left arm, right arm comes up. Breathe. And come back to warrior two. Okay, so let's windmill our hands down. So we're stepping back into high plank. At this point, either drop your knees or don't. We're going to shift our body forward, bend your elbows, low plank, and then come back up into high plank and downward dog. Couple breaths here. And now we're going to take our left leg up into three-legged dog. We're going to do it all on this side now. So bring your left foot forward, place it between your hands, and then shift your back foot so the heel goes where the ball of the foot was. And then come on up, opening up into warrior two. And pressing your feet into the floor like you want to rip that mat in two. Breathe. Just because we're peaceful warriors doesn't mean we're wimpy. Okay? We have a lot of power. And then bring your left hand to your left thigh. Raise your right arm. And then if you want to continue down with your left hand to wherever feels right for you today, right now. And then slowly come on up into warrior two. Drop your right arm and reach up with your left. Come back to warrior two. And now windmill your arms down. Step your left foot back into high plank. Same thing here if you want to drop your knees. Otherwise, shift forward, down, up, and downward dog. Let's take our right leg up again. Every time we do this, we're really strengthening our back and glutes. And now let's bring our right foot forward, so we're placing it between our hands in that lunge. And then if you want to, you can drop your back knee. See how that feels? We're going to twist to the right. So breathe here. Notice how it feels to breathe in a twist. Focus on deep exhales. And then bring that hand down. Come onto your back knee. Bring your body up. Palms together. Point your fingers up and lengthen back. And come back up. We're going to make it into our lizard pose. So shift your right foot to the outside of your mat. Bring your hands to the inside of your foot. So you're bringing your hips forward. You can stay here if you want, or you can see if you can come down onto your forearms, or if you had one of those yoga blocks or other prop, a pillow, you can always place that underneath your forearms. And then, so this is lizard. You can make it a more active lizard by curling your back toes under and raising your knee off the floor. And breathe. You can toggle between the two, go up and down with your knee. Let's bring that knee down. We're going to bring our body up. And shift your right leg into pigeon. So you're folding it in front of you. And remember, the more you bring your foot up towards the short end of the mat, the front of the mat, the harder it is. So see what feels right for your body. See where you can find that sweet spot of engagement so that you're not totally distracted. You're still dialed into the sensations in your body. But again, never forcing it. Where is that right spot for my body today? And breathe. And slowly come on up. I don't know about you, but that felt really good to me. All right, let's bring that leg back. So we're in tabletop. Curl your toes under. Send it back up into downward dog. And now let's take our left leg out. And bring that leg forward, placing your foot between your hands. So you're in that low lunge. And same thing, if you prefer, you can bring your back knee to the mat. We're going to twist to the left now. Breathing. Exhaling. And then lower that hand. Come onto your back knee. Bring your body up. Palms together. Point your fingers up. And lengthen back. Come back up. And now shift your left foot out to the outside of your mat and bring your hands to the inside of your foot. Okay, so once again, you can hang out up here if you prefer, or make your way closer down to the ground, maybe onto your forearms. You can leave your back knee on the mat, or you can raise it for that active lizard. Breathe. Slowly bring your body up so that we can now shift our left leg into pigeon. So folding in front of us, our balance is centered, our weight is centered. And then come forward if that feels good for you, because pigeon is all about feeling good, right? So relax into it, take deep breaths. Slowly come on up. Bring your back leg around. Bring it flat on the floor. You're going to reach forward. And then slowly come back just to where you feel your abs engaged, no more than that. Just take a few breaths here. Feel the power in your abdominal muscles that we so often take for granted, but they really support our back every day. One more breath here. And then slowly come onto your back, bring your knees in, and give yourself a hug because you are so freaking amazing. And right now is not a very huggy time in the world. So we really need more hugs. So let's just give it to ourselves. Okay, let's bring our feet flat on the floor. And then bring the soles of your feet together, release your knees to the mat. So we're coming to our lying down butterfly, sleepy butterfly. And notice how this feels in your body. This shape is so relaxing on our central nervous system. It's really helpful. So just notice how maybe your heart rate is maybe slowing down a bit. Maybe your breathing is deepening a bit. Notice the sensations in your body. You can stay here if you want, or you can straighten out your legs. Take a deep breath. Reach your arms up to the sky and then over your head. Take a few breaths here. Feel that lengthening throughout your body. And then inhale your arms up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, gently lower them by your sides. You can close your eyes if you haven't already. Let's take a few moments here just to basically download all the good stuff we just did. Download it into our system, reboot it. Soften your forehead, cheekbones, your jawbones. Soften the backs, your upper back, your lower back, the backs of your legs. Just feel it all connect with your mat, and the ground beneath your mat. Focus on your breathing without changing it or controlling it. See if you can follow your breath, even maybe count every inhale. When your mind wanders and you lose count, just start over.
I came up because I couldn't find my phone, but I need down there.
Probably in your.
No, I guess you did just now.
I'm sure it didn't get flipped over or something. Or, you know, the front is black, so you sure
I just wondered if it's still plugged in.
didn't get flipped over. You had it up here earlier.
I thought I did too, and I thought.
And then you took those magazines and stuff down in your.
Slowly start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. You can open and close your fists. Take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, you can slowly make your way up into your easy pose. Your legs crossed, your eyes are still closed, you're looking down at the floor in front of you. We're still focused inward on how our body feels, on our breath. Let's bring our palms together at heart center and take a moment to thank our body for waking up today, for showing up for us, for carrying us through all of our activities throughout the day. Thanking our body for its wisdom, patience, strength, resilience, and its beauty inside and out. And then if you'd like to, you can join me in carrying our intention for practice today off the mat. So our intention of Asteya, non-stealing. Bring that into our life in little ways, such as not stealing, not that they're little, but not stealing from somebody else by interrupting them, or maybe not stealing from ourselves by constantly engaging in distraction or by not getting enough sleep. Or maybe by doing things, being with people that really we know deep down don't fill us up, doesn't feel right. Are we stealing from ourselves when we say yes to them and no to ourselves? It's all a practice, progress, not perfection. So now let's take a deep breath. And then as we exhale, bowing forward. Peace. All right, let me turn on the light. It got really dark in here. Hold on, I'm going to take off